Alright, welcome everyone to Real Madrid Hub. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today I would like to speak about three different stories that I have for you regarding to our club, to Real Madrid. And I would like to speak about, in the first place, Borja Mayoral. You probably know who is Borja Mayoral. He's doing a great job right now in Italy. He's playing on loan since the last summer. And last night he scored again and he delivered another assist. So right now, considering the minutes that he has been playing in Roma, let me see, because I have the number here. He's been playing like 1,029 minutes in the whole season between the different competitions, Serie A and Europe League and all this stuff. So, and he has scored 9 goals and he also has 6 assists, which is good, especially because right now, as you probably know, Real Madrid struggles every time that they have to score one single goal. And as you probably know, what I'm thinking is that if Real Madrid would like to recover to Borja Mayoral for the next season, that is my thought. I mean, what I'm thinking is that Real Madrid should actually recover to Borja Mayoral the next season, because think about it. We have to Benzema. I mean, it's not about I don't like Karim Benzema, but the thing is, if this guy with 15 goals but playing more than double the time of Borja Mayoral is only able to score like 15 goals, I think it's a very poor number for playing in Real Madrid. And on the other hand, if you consider to Borja Mayoral, who has barely played 1,029 minutes, scoring 9 goals and giving 6 assists, to me is way more better than the numbers of Karim Benzema. So that way, I think that Real Madrid should try to come back to Borja Mayoral to Real Madrid for the next season. So he's doing a great job right now. In Roma, they are very happy with him because he's all the time scoring or assisting. He has a work ethic like no one else. He's a very tough player, very good player. And to me, actually, it was leaked before they go to Roma that Zinedine Zidane was talking to him about the season, and apparently he said that he wanted him to stay in Real Madrid, but finally Borja Mayoral said something like, man, I need time to play, I need my minutes, I need to show how good player I am, I need to score goals and all this stuff. So I think if I stay in Real Madrid, I'm not going to have the chance to show all the goals I can score or something like that. Something like that said Borja Mayoral to Zinedine Zidane, and that is why he finally went to Roma and Luka Jovic stayed in Real Madrid. But now the situation is completely different. Luka Jovic finally had to go to Eintracht Frankfurt because he was not playing at all in Real Madrid. And Borja Mayoral, in this situation where he's scoring all the time, I think that he might be in Real Madrid the next year. I don't know. Let me tell you something. I don't really know. But, when Real Madrid struggles when it comes to score goals, and you also have a Real Madrid asset, which is Borja Mayoral, scoring goals to everybody, I think that it makes sense that we recover him for the next year. But I don't know. That is a decision that Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane, Florentino Perez, and all these people has to make over the next 4 to 5 months. So, but the only thing I wanted, or the point of all this story, is basically to highlight how good is Borja Mayoral and the great season he is performing so far. So the second story, let's move on and let's keep talking about the second update I have for you guys. That is in regards to Isco Alarcon. Okay, let me tell you that today in the newspapers, specifically in AS, in Diario AS, they're claiming that the other day against Levante, Victor Arribas is from the second team, is another youngster, and he was warming up and finally went to play a few minutes against Levante. And Isco Alarcon didn't even warm up. So apparently for some of the members of the rest of the team, for some players, I don't know who, they might be, I don't know, Luka Modric or Sergio Ramos or whoever, they feel a kind of humiliation for Isco Alarcón, and they are not very okay with that decision of Zinedine Zidane, putting ahead to Victor Arribas or ahead of Isco Alarcón. I don't know where the controversy is, man. I mean, every single person in this world knows that Isco Alarcón is not within the plans of Zinedine Zidane, neither for now nor for the future. So I think that even Isco Alarcón knows exactly what is the plan for him from Real Madrid. And the plan is basically he is going to be out of the team right at the end of the season, if not before. If not before. We still have like 12 hours before the transfer market close. So I would say that if a very good offer comes up today, he might be leave Real Madrid today. So, but the thing is, to me, there's no controversy. Isco knows exactly what is going on with him in Real Madrid. So if someone felt humiliated or something, that I don't know, that should be another guy, another player, but not Isco Alarcón, because he already knows what is going on with him. So to me, there's no humiliation, because if you keep in mind that Zinedine Zidane has to take a lot of decisions, and he's not even in the bench because he's still at home with the coronavirus and going through that process and all the stuff. I mean, Bettoni and Zinedine Zidane decided the best for the team. So if they see that there's a player, even a younger player or from the second team or whatever it is, and it's better or is performing better than Isco Alarcón, to me, there's no controversy, or there shouldn't be any controversy. I mean, this guy's player better than Isco Alarcón? Yes. Okay, just go ahead with that. I mean, go ahead and proceed to put this guy ahead of Isco Alarcón or even any other single player. So to me, there shouldn't be any kind of humiliation or whatever it is. So that is attached to the second story regarding to Isco Alarcón, and is that today, also in the newspapers, they are saying that Isco Alarcón is willing to leave right now, today. Today is the last day of the winter transfer market. It's the last day. There's still, like I said, 12 hours before the transfer market is closed. So that way, if any single good or decent offer comes up and saying, for example, Sevilla or any other team wants to Isco Alarcón on loan or even a transfer or even buying to Isco Alarcón, Isco Alarcón would be willing to leave Real Madrid. So to me, I mean, it's the best thing that can happen for him and for Real Madrid. But there is a problem. Zinedine Zidane doesn't want to get rid of more players during the season. So, I mean, right now. Because if we still, for example, after Odegaard, after Jovic, if we still give more players to different teams, we are finally, we are going to struggle the rest of the season, because we are very short in players right now. I mean, if we get rid of Isco Alarcón as well, we are going to struggle the rest of the season, because against Levante, we only had 14 players that normally play in the starting 11. So that way, you cannot sell or even give on loan to another player, because you actually need players, even those who you are not counting with. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a problem for Real Madrid, because Isco Alarcón wants to leave, and Real Madrid wants Isco Alarcón to leave as well. But the problem is that we can't. We are very short in players right now. So that is the thing with Isco Alarcón. And the other point, I don't think that Zidane made the change just for humiliating to Isco Alarcón. But if some players think that way, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so let's move on and let's go with the third story, which is the most interesting story, which is the most it's a story that really makes me happy on one hand, but on the other hand, it's a little bit tricky and complicated. Let me tell you that today in The Athletic, they are claiming that Inter de Milan is struggling financially, something that we already know, because they haven't paid yet the money for the transfer of Achraf Hakimi the last summer. You probably know that they had to pay like $40 million to Real Madrid for signing Achraf Hakimi in 4 different payments, like 10 million, 10, 10, and 10. Well, let me tell you that they haven't paid yet even the first payment of 10 million. So to me, that is true that Inter de Milan is struggling financially. And according to that, The Athletic claims today that Inter de Milan might sell to Achraf Hakimi to another team, and that team would be between Chelsea and Arsenal. But the problem is the following. The problem is that if you haven't paid yet to Real Madrid the signing of Achraf Hakimi, to me, that player is, Real Madrid is still the owner of that player. So there's only one team right now who can decide what is going to be the future of Achraf Hakimi, and that team is Real Madrid. Because if you want to sell, if you want to get rid of Achraf Hakimi just to make some money, two things. The first one, you have to ask first to Real Madrid in order to get their permission. And the second thing, is Real Madrid the only one who is able to take a decision regarding to Achraf Hakimi and his future? Because if you haven't paid yet, you're not the owner. To me, it's my opinion. I'm not attorney or lawyer or something like that. But to me, if you haven't paid, that player is not your player. It's Real Madrid player still. So what I'm thinking is that in that situation, the player might come back first to Real Madrid. Then Florentino Perez, Jose Angel Sanchez, and Zinedine Zidane will take a decision about if we want to keep that player for the next season, or if they want to sell that player to Premier League or any other team or any other club or whatever it is. So, but first he has to come back to Madrid, and then they will decide what are they going to do with him. To me, if he comes back to Real Madrid, that would be great, because right now, as you probably know, we've been struggling with the right wing and the right back. So the only player we have is Alvaro Odriozola right now, because Carvajal is injured, Lucas Vazquez is injured as well, and so we only have to Alvaro Odriozola, but Odriozola is not as good enough, is not as good as we thought. It's not, he's a great guy, he's a great player. The problem is, I don't think he really has the level to play in Real Madrid. So that way, to me, Achraf Hakimi might fit perfectly in that position, in the right back. That is my opinion. I don't know, I'm not in Zidane's mind nor in Florentino's mind, but to me, if you can recover to Achraf Hakimi for Real Madrid the next season, that would be great. Whether you want to keep the guy or just sell him to another team or whatever it is, it's pretty good news for Real Madrid. So now they have to take a decision, and so to me, again, this news doesn't make sense at all, because you cannot sell to Achraf Hakimi if you're not the owner of that player. So I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what can happen if finally Inter is going to pay for to Real Madrid, or Real Madrid will ask to Inter de Milan to return the player to Real Madrid. I don't know what is going to happen, but to me, it's not as easy as the news claims. Like, okay, Inter de Milan wants to make some money, so they are going to sell to Achraf Hakimi another team. No, it doesn't work that way. So to me, he has to come up first to Real Madrid, and then we'll see what happens. So that is pretty much what I have for you guys. 3 different and interesting stories regarding to Real Madrid. And now just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe my channel, Real Madrid Hub.